This episode has been brought to you by our super generous supporters on Patreon.
So, as many of you are probably aware, we recently had an election for President of the United States of America, and the reaction to the result has been mixed. This sucks! And it wasn't just the result of the election. This whole election process over the past year and a half has been ugly, and the rhetoric seemed to be much more divisive than any other election that I can remember. And there's been this idea going around that America is now more divided than ever. But is this true? Are we really that deeply divided?
Alright, Shalom. This is Kanaksa Anban Yasharallah from the Lions in the Yasharallah camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakakadash, by Amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation to the occupant of the pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. All right. I just want to go into the topic of the name of this lesson is going to be the divided states of America, because they call it the United States of America, but it's just opposite of that because it was established on division, all right, and separation. All right. So if you go into the beginning of the establishment of America coming out of Europe, Great Britain, you have the Revolutionary War. All right, and that was the 13 colonies trying to get this separation from Europe, England, over there in Britain, or Europe. However, it was Europe, England, or Britain, but I think it was Great Britain. So it was established on separation. So according to the scriptures, every kingdom divided against itself shall not stand. And America was set up over here as a corporation to be established to be the workhorse for NATO and the European Union, the beast and the dragon. All right, and America is that great whore. But however, it was founded on division. All right, this is Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. It says, "And Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand." And you have the division within the government of the United States, so-called United States, with the Republicans and Democrats, and you're seeing the split happen even more. And then you have the division against the people, against the police, the people against the system. Whites, so-called whites against the blacks, so-called whites against everybody, so to speak. So you have so much turmoil and division. And why do you have that? Because America is the melting pot of all different types of belief systems and philosophies. They allow homosexuality. They allow all types of religions. Idolatries, they allowed all types of perverse things going on. So there's always going to be a division because you're going to have some individuals that don't agree with what's going on, All right. So read it again. It says, and Yahushua, Matthew 12 and 25, it says, "And Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation." All right. So this kingdom was established on division. All right. So let me get this: a Revolutionary War. It says the American Revolution was a colonial revolt which occurred between 1765 and 1783. The American patriots in the 13 colonies defeated the British in the American Revolutionary War. It says, with the assistance of France, winning independence from Great Britain and establishing the United States of America. So they came out of Great Britain. They are a part of Great Britain, right? And that separation, division, established the United States of America. So you established, which that's what the Most High is doing right now with the children of Israel, setting the standard and dividing us. You know what I'm saying, from the wicked. However, there's a foundation, all right, that we're being divided and separated and placed on the foundation. They're being divided and separated and placed on nothing, because things are with laws and philosophies and things like that always change here in America. 1 minute it's legal to do something, and the next minute it's illegal, and vice versa. So there's all types of confusion, but the Most High is not the author of confusion. All right, this is Acts chapter 5, verse 38, and it says, "And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this be the counsel of this, if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. Because with man is division, because the thoughts of man are the thoughts of wickedness. So there's division, separation from the Most High, which is separation from Yahweh, which is stability. All right. It says, but if it be of Yahweh, ye cannot overthrow it, lest happily ye be found even to fight against Yahweh. All right. So America's been fighting against Yahweh from the beginning. This whole world's been fighting against Yahweh from the beginning. So I just brought that scripture out just to show, like, if the foundation are of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, then it will hold and it will stand. But if it's not, it's going to crumble. And the foundations of America is based upon wickedness. All right, which is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. It says, "For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints." And I brought that up because America is you have people that follow upon all types of different religions. Saying Scripture said, "Can two walk together unless they be agreed?" So you have all these different types of philosophies and ways of thinking here in America, which creates confusion. All right, which Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not the author of confusion. So there's no stability here in America. And America was the foundation of America was built on division. All right, so it's like really an oxymoron for America to be called the United States of America. It should be called the divided states of America, the divided states of bitterness. That's what it should be called. So you have the Revolutionary War, which popped off the separation. And then you have the War of 1812, which I think that's what's referred to in Daniel chapter 7, when the little horn stepped down to the feet of the three, which would be, I think, Britain, Spain, and France. And what's funny, because France aided America. I think, did it aid, I don't know. Well, France, Britain, and Spain. And from there, you had the Civil War. Okay? So now, the Civil War, matter of fact, I want to get to the definition of Civil War. Civil War definition. All right, Civil War, a war between citizens of the same country. Now, America was fully established, the United States was fully established on the Civil War, and that is division. See, when you have war between citizens of the same country, right, that's division amongst yourself. And that's what Esau teaches, division amongst yourself. That's not what the Most High teaches, though. The Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua teaches the division from the wicked. Don't separate from yourself. Don't separate within each other. You know, but Esau wickedness and America wickedness teaches division. Like for you to for acceptance of whatever anything goes is showing division. Because if you're against something, I'm accepting you, and if you're against something, I'm accepting you. Well, who? How can you accept both of them? That's confusion. You know, and the Most High is not the author of confusion, but this is Babylon the Great, which is what the great confusion. America is the great bitter confusion, man. All right. So you had the Civil War. American Civil War. It says the Civil War, also known as by other names, was a civil war fought between the United States from 1861 to 1865. Now it don't say fought between the United States and other countries. It said fought between the United States. Division within themselves, man. So America had no foundation from the get go, you know. So it was set up to straight fall. The so-called white man was set up to fall. Esau was set up to fall because not only do you have division amongst just the United States, but you have division because Russia that's Edom also, and then you have NATO and the European Union. These are Edomite nations. All of them are going to turn and hate the war. So that's division, and Russia still is going to hate NATO and the EU, even though it still hates America too. So that's division all the way around. All right. It says the American Civil War was a civil war fought in the United States from 1861 to 1865, the North Union and the South Confederacy. The most studied and written about episode in U.S. history, the Civil War began primarily as a result of the long-standing controversy over the enslavement of black people, Israelites, so-called black people, Israelites. War broke out in 1861 when secessionist force attacked Fort Sumter in South Carolina. Shortly after Abraham Lincoln had been inaugurated as President of the United States. The loyalists of the Union in the North, which also included some geographically western and southern states, proclaimed support of the Constitution. They faced a secessionists of the Confederate States in the South who advocate for slave rights to uphold slavery. So that's division all the way around. And then they actually had slaves fighting in this Civil War. All right, so now that's another form of division. Okay. So now you move on from that after the Civil War is over, so-called Emancipation Proclamation. All right. What do you have next? Hold on. All right. Hold on. Okay. So what do you have shortly after that? So after that, we had the Jim Crow laws or the Jim Crow era. All right, so let me read this a little bit. It says Jim Crow laws were state and local laws that enforced racial segregation. Segregation. Hold on, let me see. All right. So the definition of segregation. It says the action or state of something, someone, or slocking. The action of or state of some setting someone or something apart from the other people or things or being set apart. Separation. All right. Is a synonym. Isolation, disconnection, division. All right. So this whole country was established on division. Division is a synonym for segregation. So going back to the Jim Crow laws were state and local laws that enforced racial segregation, racial separation in the southern United States. All were enacted in the late 19th and early 20th century by white far-right democratic dominated state legislators after the Reconstruction period. Okay? All right. So this just goes to show you how, this America's going down, man. It's divided among themselves, All right. So then after that you had the regular segregation, and now you have division right now in America, man. So it's like, like the scripture said, a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. And America was established on division, straight up division, but with a division with no leg to stand on. There's no morals. There's no values. There's not a like a foundation or guideline, because anything goes in America, man. Until they see fit that it shouldn't happen, then they'll change according to. But the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, word is pure. There's no need to change it or anything like that. All right. I'm gonna get ready to close it out in a second. All right, I'm gonna close it out with this. This is the separation that Yahweh Shem Yahushai, or the division that he's gonna do. This is Matthew chapter 25 verse 32, and it says, "And before him shall be gathered." No, start at 31. It says, "When the Son of Man, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goat. And he shall set his sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left." All right, so the goats that's going to be separated to the left are going to be destroyed, and the ones that are going to be separated on the right-hand side shall have salvation and be set up as the tabernacle of David, 144,000 men. All right? And with that being said, I'd like to say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem HaRakakodash Ma'amah, double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, shalom.